Well, I hope so. I was over here watching all the YouTube backend madness, giving me a bunch of warnings for some reason, but it should not be. So give it a second here. Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bow. Warning, warning. What's going on, YouTube? Hello? Let's see. We're going to talk about that today, actually. Well, a little bit. We're mostly just going to hang out for the next, I don't know, 2 hours or so. We're going to watch a cinematic. I'm going to do my level 60 Dark Knight quest. I'm sitting right here next to Sid and Riel. That's what we're doing. Is this thing still freaking out? It hasn't given me a new message yet. But it's also saying it's excellent with no issues. Yeah, my bitrate and everything seems fine. I don't know. This is all still kind of new when I really dug into all this. So yeah, but the plan is we'll be live for about 2 to 3 hours every day this week, Monday through Friday. Just playing some 14. Maybe something else actually on Thursday or Friday or both days. Just trying to get things sorted and situated and figured out for the future. I have been away. I have moved. I have updated many things. Yeah. Don't give me that in Discord, Distora. Okay. So it polls every 2 minutes, it looks like, on the back end to tell me what's going on. That's good. That's good. That's good. That is good. As far as I know, all the lighting stuff looks fine too. It looks weird on my end for some reason. Even though we got the hella like Gohan anime bang going on here, of course, while I'm playing a rather anime game. So, but yeah, the biggest thing I've last going on 4 months now, been super busy with sort of shifting. I will not be streaming any Blizzard games. We do have a community guild in World of Warcraft, which was successful to the point that we wanted to be. We had about 24 or so people from the community. We all got together. We all raided. We all took down heroic Sylvanas. Then we were kind of like, yeah, it's enough. So we're all sort of on hiatus now. Subs lapsing, not playing any. But from a content creation standpoint, I'm not going to be covering anything from Activision Blizzard for the foreseeable future for reasons I hope are known to the internet by this point. Due to many feels bad mans from Activision Blizzard for sure, until we actually see real action from them. Which sucks. I still have my base sub going for World of Warcraft because I still log in now and then, do a little bit here and there, and I'm still gonna finish like the current story. But I'm not going to make any content about WoW, just because yeah, that's really unfortunate. Because I have friends there and colleagues that I've met over the years and made stuff with, but until working conditions and things are sorted over there, I'm not gonna give the time of day to Activision Blizzard really anymore. It's a pretty interesting feels bad, man. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is where it's at. Cat girls, am I right? Well. I mean, I'm an Aura, so not a cat girl or cat boy. Although the prospect of going bun boy is there. I have thought of it. I don't usually wear helms very often anyway on any of my glamours, so that's pretty okay for me to not be able to wear a hat. not too bad. But for the past, well, let me double check here. I think so. The past it's about June. End of June, beginning of July. I mean, I started looking into 14 before then, and I do in some way regret not listening to my community earlier and not playing Final Fantasy 14 sooner. But we're almost at 50 days played. I have been rather busy with learning, figuring out, reading quest text, finishing all of the game. I've been putting some updates on Twitter here and there for those that follow me there, just about my job progression and whatnot. Got 2 more. Got Armor and Alchemist to finish. I still have some class quests on assortment of these. Gotta start working on my botany. Even though I think the ship is sort of sailing soon on the sit around all day making coffee biscuits train to make Gil. But all the healers are capped. Dark Knight just hit 60 today, which is the next tank I'm leveling, and then we'll do Gladiator into Paladin. Got 1 melee DPS and Samurai. Got 1 range DPS and Dancer. And obviously we have 1 caster DPS and Summoner because it's tied to Scholar. Well, maybe not everyone knows this, but that is where my current job progression is at, because I felt like I wasn't going to be confident enough to understand this game to talk about it, to make videos about it, to potentially host shows about it in the future if I didn't invest a lot of time to learn. So that's where I've been for the past 4 to 5 months, outside of moving and setting up a new studio and everything else that goes with all of that process. So I'm working with we have a community guild in 14 as well. We have cleared the binding coils. I guess we can look at raid progression, because you can see that in this game, just sort of openly. I mean, all these are done. Green check mark on the top right-hand corner here shows they're done, but these are all undersized anyway. But go over to raids. But we unlocked unlocked the Savage part, but we might not do those right now because we don't have a lot of time. But we cleared all of the binding coils. We did no echo, but not min eye level. Min eye level changes a little bit, and that could be a fun challenge later on, but we still had plenty of challenge in certain places. That is for darn sure. Took us about, what, 3 nights to do both Bahamut and Nail, I think. Both pretty spicy for non-savage older raids. We've cleared all the binding coil. And we were working on Heavensward now. Where are we up to in Alexander? Yeah, Burden of the Sun. This is Brute Justice, I believe, is the... So we got a chunk of this all done up to here. And then haven't done any Sigmascape yet, but also it looks locked because I'm on a low-level job. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, we have. I mean, some of the normal ones are done, but we haven't started doing any Delta Sigma and Alphascape Savages just yet. And then eventually we'll get into some Eden stuff here before. Done a bunch of the trials too. We've got all the extreme trials from. We have all the Stormblood ones. Oh, we haven't done Wreath of Snakes yet. Obviously, Grey Hunt. Yeah, we haven't done Wreath of Snakes. Okay, so we still got 1 more left. But, yeah, I've been busy learning. Like I said, learning, reading, understanding, taking notes, getting video ideas. I've got, let's look at my document here, because this never, oh, it's right here. I think I'm up to 22 videos. Yeah, 22 or 23 video ideas, sort of in the vein of what I sort of like to cover and what I sort of tackle in this kind of situation. But this is just not the only thing we're going to be doing here soon. Darkest Dungeon 2 comes out soon, which if any one of the old viewers are in the YouTube chat currently know that I played a lot of Darkest Dungeon back in the day. We have over 200 hours in Darkest Dungeon, so we will definitely be playing Darkest Dungeon 2 when it arrives end of the month, like the 26th or something, next week. Definitely playing Darkest Dungeon 2 next week. End of next week. Maybe beginning of the week after. We'll see how the schedule works out. And those will probably be more... There'll be a mix of some live chunks, or I'll just like record a mission. So there'll be just sort of that gameplay pieces. We'll probably be streaming a bunch at the start to get going with it, because I am going to do a whole playthrough of that. There's another 100+ hours for sure. For sure. Oh, really? You did? You bought, that was a little bit ago when I was rambling. Supporting Vicarious Visions with D2R. Every other Blizzard product has been deleted from your computer. Yeah, I think I only have WoW installed right now. I think I only have World of Warcraft installed. But I don't think that sub's going to last too much longer here. I'll probably try to finish up the current story just to feel like I'm caught up with where the World of Warcraft was at the end there. And then probably cancel the sub at the end of the month. And then, yeah, let that chapter close for a while. We'll see what the game brings in the future. We have no idea. They have a lot to learn. I have been... Fresh Kid. Shout out to Fresh Kid in chat. He's not here. He's at work, so probably. Fresh Kid posted this YouTube creator who, well, YouTube autocorrect calls him Josh Dryface, but it's Josh Strife Hayes. And I just today, we talked about this like 2 days ago. I listened to a few of his videos today, actually. This Josh Strife Hayes talking about parasitic game design and MMOs. He has a long-running series called The Worst MMO. He's on like episode 40 something or whatever, looking at these terrible other games out there. Listen to a couple of videos of him on 14 and World of Warcraft. I'm probably got to listen to a couple more because just really interesting discussion and just like back checking and fact finding and whatnot about how nothing has. I mean, we always knew it, right? As WoW players, we always knew in the back of our minds that nothing would destroy World of Warcraft but World of Warcraft. That would be the what happens. Oh, I didn't update my glamour plate. No. We gotta go with the big stupid Dark Knight sword. Yes. Looks like the freaking soul edge. Beautiful. Yeah, Orange for sure. I've only been alerted to Josh. I think they call him JSH in his comment section a lot. But yeah, Josh is just brand new to me. I didn't know he was a creator. So Fresh Kid gave me posted a couple of videos of his in the Discord, and I checked them out. And I like that sort of. It's a bit bleak some of the videos he's made are a bit unfortunate, just in the fact that he has to make a topic discussing like the con artist and scamsters that are going out there making all these fake Kickstarters to steal people's money, because that's just humans doing terrible stuff in the gaming industry, I guess, just across the board. But yeah, I've enjoyed listening to those, and I'll definitely be checking out some more. But I'm also going to, on the docket today, I wanted to watch and then sort of talk about the Flames of Truth, which is the full ARR cutscene, because I just want to watch it again for like the 9th time. So I'll watch that today, but I gotta finish my level 60 Dark Knight quest. So with any big, dense MMORPG, or RPG MMO, as Jesse Cox has coined Final Fantasy XIV, there will be, just, I guess, some story spoilers in these streams, but hopefully nothing too crazy, depending on if you've played a Dark Knight or not. There's no MSQ to be done, as I have finished the entire main story quest, so there's no MSQ spoilers. I made sure if I was going to be making any content about 14, there would be no chance of doing any of that. There's a couple of video topics I have that may talk about the main story quest lines, but those are going to have a spoiler warning on them. Ben? No. Any Catboy lovers in chat? Because Ben is dressed up as Zelda and is a Catboy indeed. I see you've got some Louis Socks action next to you. He's got his sock stick. Very good. I like how the wind-up version of Louis Soix can't put his tattoo where it's supposed to be, so they just slapped it on his big forehead. As the channel thumbnail from today has Louis Soix on it. A wild... Yeah, get this guy. What is he doing? Chat, how much do you think his glamour cost to dress up like Lonk? Hmm? How much do you think this cost? Cats, all your guild in this game. It's just an end game currency just to buy glamours. Probably too much guild, to be honest. Too much. Yeah. Yeah, get out of here, you salted earth. And he's gone. Poof. All right, let's talk to Sid. Oh wait, does Riel have any more dialogue? Look, I had no idea what they were singing about, did they? Oh. Yeah, the previous story point would be a little bit of a spoiler, but end game equals fashion. Yeah, kinda. The casual attire is like 500k. The Lonk cosplay probably less as an entire set. I don't know. I don't know what Ben... I think he said there was one piece of the Link outfit that is expensive and the rest of it wasn't. And something stupid. Was it like the pants or the boots or something were the really expensive part? And then everything else was not that bad. So... Oh, this gets you carve and spit the, Okay. Oh, the hat was bonkers. The hat, isn't that the, Go to my master weaver here. Isn't that one of those star velvet hats or something? It's like the Christmas hat. Nope, not that. Let's see. Is it this one? We know we were talking about the Star of Velvet stuff the other day for the Jaina Glamour. Yeah, I don't know what hat is that. It's not one of the Velvets, so I'm not sure which hat it was. You can probably look it up. Just fine. Whoop. Oh, that's right. Can I fix... I can't adjust this glamour plate here, can I? No. I have to go back to an inn, so I have to manually do it. Yeah, that was... I have tuned into some of Mike's 14. I was watching the other day when he was at the nightclub. That was pretty awesome. It's the crescent moon hat. Let's see here. Let's see. That's not how you spell crescent. There's an SCNT. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like the night hat. Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, Materia 2 is something. I assume both of these silks come from maps. Tell me why it's expensive. Now I'm curious. Crescent moon cone? That's not a cone. Wait, this is the night cap and that's the cone? Oh, this is like a freaking bonnet. Oh no. Yeah, the hat right now, well, someone undercut hilariously by 28%. And it's selling for 472,000 gil. The next one up, which is where sort of the average price is around 630,000 gil for the Link hat. And then you've got to get the right color green. Oh yeah, don't even like it's tough. I definitely would like to, I don't even know if I need to do a video or a series of videos to talk about how to compare these two games because they're so incredibly different. So incredibly different. The best thing I can suggest, Jesse Cox put together a fantastic video essay, the 15 years of WoW versus 1 year of Final Fantasy 14. It's at like 750,000 views right now. It's great. It's a fantastic listen to. And he's got like 2 other videos posted just about lore and catch up for ARR stuff. But the comparison video he put out is really, really great. Is really, really great. Oh, yeah. Moose, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing plenty of that. That's fine. Yeah, the streams this week will be a little mixed bag. Today we're just gonna... I'm doing this in a moment. My level 60 Dark Knight quest. So there will be a solo duty attached to it. It'll be tough to go through all the different layers of terminology with this game. But since we're only doing like between 2 and 3 hour streams, but we're streaming Monday through Friday this week. So if you miss part of it today, you can come back tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. So there'll be some roulettes, which are like, you know, daily runs. You'll see some normal mode content for sure. I won't be streaming any of our free company community raids, because that's just our time. One of the things I'm changing is, before with World of Warcraft, I used to basically just stream in and or around my guild's raids in the past. But with that chapter being moved on from, the community guild stuff is like our time to play the game and figure stuff out together, not having me worry about talking to chat or whatever. So YouTube videos and streams will be not with those guys. Those guys and gals will do our own thing, and those are our evenings. So I would be on, you know, before that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's Gorak coming in here telling Ben to go make him a sandwich? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gorak, when you messed up that meme the other day in Discord, that was that was pretty good. All right, so we're getting the Chaos Armor Coffer. Get an ability called Carve and Spit. One of our OGCD middle mini cooldowns for Dark Knight. XP that really doesn't matter too much because we need 4.4 million to level, and then some gil. That was really bad, Gorak. That was really bad. Hello, Marius. I'm not gonna probably read out all this stuff because I just read it in my head. I've been doing so much Final Fantasy XIV reading for the past 4-ish months now, so yeah, no funny voices, at least today. But that never happened, Gorak. You didn't actually just say to remove steaks from from plates around the... Yeah, it's so sad. There was a meme in Discord with 9 categories of food in it, and it's one of those remove one, the rest stay. And Gorak misunderstood it and said steak because he would want to have steak, but that was not what the meme was. And then he got sad when he realized. All right, the missive arrived. We're here to meet here in the Western Highlands, away from prying eyes. First tip of the stream, you don't have to click on the chat box to move the chat forward in dialogue sequences in 14. I'm not picking on another streamer for always moving his mouse to click on this, but maybe I am a little bit. Wherever your mouse is on the screen, you can just click and the dialogue will advance. So, yeah. We're at the tail end of the Heaven's Ward Dark Knight questline today. We'll definitely keep Riel safe. Cool. You'll have to let me know how, like, the audio balance in the game specifically is, because to me it sounds fine, but I don't know if it's too loud or too quiet on stream or anything like that. That's what this week is essentially for me to gain some feedback, to hang out with you guys, to sort of get back on that horse, I guess. If Destroyer was here, he would tell me to eat it, because he's weird. But, yeah, Monday through Friday this week for 2 or 3 hours each day, just to sort of iron out the wrinkles. Oh, you can do a keybind with NPCs as well. Well, that makes sense, because that would be like a controller thing, because you can, obviously, Final Fantasy XIV is also on console, so you could have a key binding with your controller interface with it. That's fair, yeah. I just see people always like try to grab the chat box, but you don't have to. You just click wherever you want. So I guess you could probably put it on like space bar or like an arrow key or something too, if you don't want to always be using your mouse. That's helpful. The accessibility, thumbs up. Thumbs up for sure. But yeah, Marius, I don't know if I answered your question completely, but I kind of had like the opening ramble for a good 10 minutes, just sort of saying what we're up to this week. And Dark Ascension 2 comes out soon. I'll probably want to stream the entirety of the Endwalker MSQ, which would be big chunks, but I think archiving that will be great. The free company, friends and I, the community guild and I have been on a journey over this past roughly 4 months. Everyone's at their own different pace for finishing the main story quest and the patch content in 14. But man, it has been... You go through it at your own pace. You have your own emotional reaction, highs and lows, ups and downs to it. And then, like, I'll pick on Dalthir. Dalthir just got through the main Shadowbringers line the other day. So we're all in Discord. It's like, I don't know, 8-10 of us in Discord. and he puts on screen share, and we all rewatch that series of cutscenes and then jump in to help him with those encounters, the dungeon and the trial. And just I didn't remember that cutscene being so good, but it was very good. So you get that first whammy of story yourself, and then that second or third whammy of stories when you go back through it again with friends of yours. This has been an interesting quest line for the Dark Knight, that's for sure. It went where I was not expecting the last quest before this one, but where we're at right now, it was sort of the end point. Going to the Twin Pools, Sid? Alrighty. Always talk to your NPCs after you accept quests from them, or before, because they usually have extra dialogue too. Yep. All right, where are we headed? In the middle of the frozen wasteland. Sure. I think there's a house up here or something. I could go to that side of Dravania and fly through the teleport. Nope. We're just going to go here. I do have some plugins for Final Fantasy XIV. So they're called. They're not called add-ons. They're called plugins. And a lot of them are little quality of life adjustments. The one that I'm actually sad is currently out of date is someone made a plugin that put all the loading screens in this game, or the scene transitions, or just that black screen you just saw with the gold text. The plugin that this creator made was they used all of the official Square Enix concept art, like painterly painted load screens of wallpapers for all the load screens. So that would be behind the gold text, but I guess the latest build broke it. So all my load screens are back to being just black voids with gold text in them. Yeah, well, I did the Moogle step prior. Yeah. This is how much we've been playing lately. I farmed out the Rathalos mount with a bunch of us. This takes 50 Rathalos scales, and you get one per extreme trial. They're only about 4 minutes long at max level and undersized, but do enjoy me my wyvern boy here. Oh, right into it. Let's get 3% more XP, shall we? Don't look at my inventory. It's gross. Well, not really. All this crap up here is getting turned in. Actually, does my mouse even show? Okay, mouse does show because I have the screen capture for it. Yeah. All this stuff in this chunk. Well, I gotta vendor this. This is all. I need seals. I need company seals. I just spent a bunch. So this is all gonna be turned in. This is stuff to put in my Glamour Dresser because it's like a cool shield for my Paladin. This is that dark set. That red and black set. This was the sword I just got for my Dark Knight, of course. This was just a free upgrade. Got the Paglathon dragons that I'm working on. Consumables. This is all quest items right here. This has multiple different steps of the relic weapon that I'm working on. I have one finished and I'm working on 3 more. All this will make sense eventually. This is more right here. This is the endgame raid currency. Ben, did you see the post about the tombstone changes? I was surprised that Square Enix is just blasting Revelation and Allegory and they're not just gonna like roll stuff down into them. No, they're just gone. They're just moving everything to Poetics. And then we're getting 2 new ones. I wonder if they'll ever adjust Poetics cap. I mean, it's been 2,000. I guess it works fine. But it does force you to spend. Man, the Avengers game is not good. Oh, there were new ones every single expansion? Yeah, those are... I didn't realize, obviously. This is my first time going into a Final Fantasy expansion after all, so... Alright, Sid, what we doing, man? Since we're early. Not that I have pressing business elsewhere. Enjoy a moment of respite. A moment of respite in the... My man! Look where we are. I know we're like dark nights, and I'm out here with my beautiful purple sun. Look at him. Look at my beautiful purple sun. But man, what is a moment of respite out in the middle of frozen hell? What are you talking about? So this is what's considered a solo duty. These are story-based solo activities. Like WoW terminology would use the word scenario, I guess. Like the MOP scenarios. Oh, never mind. It's right into the action. No respite indeed. The snow stopped, though. I'm not cutting anything off, am I? I don't think so. Nope. Very good. Riel's mad. Yesterd is angry. Yeah. We've done this before. How is this gonna go again? Big sword boys. Oh, there are more sword boys than previously anticipated. Oh no. I put on my level 60 gear, so now I mean, I should have gotten squished down for this. I might be too strong for these boys. Oh, there are just lots of them. I guess they're just weak. Many, many more lads. It's Lilith? Lilith Lily? Or Shane? Hello. Yeah, that was a while ago. Mythic Emerald Nightmare progression? Good lord. That was quite some time ago. Whoa! Chocobo Rider. None of that. Okay. Alright, Riel is just tanking this all. Oh, I guess I should put this on. I didn't automatically have tank stance on, so that's why she's face tanking. Every tank in this game has a tank stance that increases your what they call enmity. Enmity. Oh yeah. I probably shouldn't have put my new gear on, because that was yeah. Just crushed that duty. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yay, Dark Knight boys. What are you gonna do now, Sid? Probably spare her to have her learn her lesson. And not kill her like you said you're going to? Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay. Maybe yes. That's a big sword you got there, Sid. Yeah, okay. Oh. That eye glare. Oh no. Okay, yep. Crazy character in a Final Fantasy game. Yep. You don't say. Riel, don't worry about her. Your mom's crazy. Like, certifiably nuts. Yep. And how much guy liner does Sid have on? Oh no. Oh goodness. Well, all right then. I thought Sid was gonna leave her in the snow. Apparently not. Well, I guess he did leave her in the snow. So technically, I wasn't incorrect about that point. Yeah. Dark Knight, by the way. You're rating White Mage and the healers in this game. Finally quit WoW after a good couple of months ago. Yeah, I kind of went over that briefly earlier. I'm not going to be making any content or covering any Activision Blizzard games right now. I still have my probably only for like a month longer WoW sub just to finish the story and kind of put that book back in the case. It's a weird feeling for sure, but I'm just shy of 50 days played in Final Fantasy 14. That's where my current jobs are at right now. I've all the healers are done. I've got the 535 full relic weapon for my white mage, which I'm also a white mage main. I sent in that right just because it's just kind of instilled into me the DPS as a healer from World of Warcraft for so long, and white mage is the highest damaging healer of the three. It'll probably still do more damage than the new healer coming up, Scholar. Not Scholar. Scholar's right here. Then Sage. But it obviously has to just like, it has to jam damage to have top damage. But I level all of them. I'm leveling the tanks now, basically. I went from White Mage to Samurai to Warrior. And then to Dancer. And then finished off Astro and Scholar. This is the Arcanist tree. Scholar and Summoner are linked. So my Summoner doesn't have any gear for max level. It's wearing like stuff from like level 50. So that's just tied to Scholar. So you can play either or. And then just finished Gunbreaker the other day. And now we're working on Dork Knight. Yes, my child, my son. It's cold out here, I know. Your golden metal armor doesn't probably provide you much warmth in the cold, frozen-ish Guardian wastes. Where's your boy Cloud? I do have Cloud's armor, actually, Gorek. It's on my Gunbreaker. Yeah, we've done some Savage Sub Extreme raids. We're chewing through Alexander stuff right now. Basically, we couldn't raid the Shadowbringers content with our raid group in the community guild because we would. I think we need like 1 or 2 more people to make sure our schedule is open enough. Just because we have people on the West Coast, people on the East Coast, people in the freaking UK. We have people that work nights or work days, so it's a little bit all over the place right now. But if we can iron that out here soon, we'll be doing some. We can probably start doing Savage Shadowbringer stuff soon enough. But we done all the binding coils. We finished that off 2 weeks ago. Which binding coils has some savages, but the base binding coil is basically savage. So we may go back and do the actual savage binding coils eventually, but getting through things to get to like the unending coils of Bahamut or the Epic of Alexander or Ultima Weapon are probably more impactful overall, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh no, I wanted to talk to Riel, but you're too fat, Sid. James. Chat, what do you think of James and his appreciation for very large mouse cursors? Also, poking fun at James and also reading at the same time is too much for my brain to handle, apparently. Oh, damn, Gorek. Gorek really wants a sandwich right now, James. You probably should go make him one. Blue, I don't, I have a lot of video ideas in my sort of opening preamble. If you didn't catch all of it, that's fine. I have almost 24 video ideas. Like along the course of the past 4-ish plus months of learning this game and reading and understanding and finding other resources and things. I'm not only going to suddenly just like only cover Final Fantasy XIV and just totally, you know, shift that path, but there'll be other things mixed in there because I definitely want to play Darkest Dungeon 2, for example. But I have a whole bunch of sort of one-off-ish style Final Fantasy XIV ideas. Basically, is the play. Is I have like fun, stupid kind of meme videos, like top X lists of Y, just for fun. Some more edited stuff to put together, and then some, in my vein of edutainment, kind of discussion videos and video essay, just discussing different things people might not know about the game, or if they're new to the game, or just sort of all the stuff that I've learned. There are some great resources out there for the Final Fantasy XIV community that they've obviously curated themselves over the many years, and there will be more coming because Fanbyte Media, the parent company of Wowhead, once the wind started changing earlier this year, and especially with the Activision Blizzard lawsuit madness, like Wowhead's still covering World of Warcraft. I suspect there will be a Wowhead-ish equivalent to Final Fantasy XIV debuting in and or around Endwalker next month, if not sometime not too far after. It just feels like that's a smart play for them as a company, because there's, like I said, there's awesome resources for 14. Like there's the market board interface that I can look at on a website, that I can look up any item and see what it costs on my data center, for example. There's the Garland Tools database, which it's a huge item database where you can look up literally everything. So I wonder if they're going to take the time, Fanbyte and Wowhead, those folks, and actually create, Final Fantasy Head or something. I don't know what they're going to call it. But and have their own version for internet traffic. I don't know. They might not see it as a thing, but I definitely have a video that I would like to go over a lot of great resources, both websites, inside game resources, outside game resources, Discord stuff, just to alert folks out there that may not know of all these things, which is similar to what I did in World of Warcraft back in the day with like add-ons and website help and things of that nature. But alongside that, I have plenty of ideas for sure. So, for whom will you stand, my Freunds? Look at the skulls on my shirt. I'm so edgy. Thanks, Sid. Those Moogles were onto something. New ability, new glam. Is it his armor set or something similar? Carve and spit. Yeah, that's the Heaven's Ward, Dark Knight stuff. Oh, Sid actually does the Stormblood ones? Oh, okay. I actually wasn't expecting it to be Sid. Neat. I will not enlarge that cursor, James. No. Icy Veins was looking at recruiting people to write job guides for 14. I recall something about that a few months back. Oh. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Obviously, competition in that realm only breeds, better products and stuff, but... Huh. I wonder how that will work, because like the balance, for example, which is the big Discord community for Final Fantasy XIV, the balance is making a website. Speaking of which, they just posted a website update earlier in the week. They're putting together... They have all these amazing guides on the Discord and all the different relevant actual channels for all of the jobs. But yeah, I wonder how that will work, considering there's already a pretty established understanding of these, job guides from the Balance community. And if they're making a website face, so not everyone's going to be interfacing with the stuff they put in Discord, even though a lot of it bumps out to different websites currently, like Ankh-Morn and Salted. Oh, my Gabriel Mark III mount sold from Bosja for 2.8 million gil. There you go. So I do wonder what competition would bring in that regard, because not to put down 14's job system, but the combat jobs in this game, and the healers for that matter, right? There is a big difference in, like, once you learn these jobs, it's essentially just a lot of, I guess I equate it to like playing the piano, right? When you play the piano and you play sheet music on the piano, it's like a 1-for-1 exchange pretty much, right? You read the music and you play the notes. And that's how Final Fantasy XIV tanking and healing, outside of choosing what you do, right? Healing's a bit more, you heal with different spells, but like DPS jobs and tanking jobs, for the most part, you have a rotation, and it's pretty much set in stone, right? There's not a lot of weird randomness. Like the most random job in the game is like Dancer, with just 50% proc chances to hit a different button, right? It doesn't fundamentally change how you play the class. You just have a button you press half of the time. But World of Warcraft jobs are there's a lot of RNG. There's a ton of like quick builder spender, weave window, shatter window, little things. Well, I don't know how that will, how will different authors for like if Icy Veins or if Fanbyte starts discussing and making articles about 14, how will that not be them just copying what the balance already has put out? Because if you look at the World of Warcraft stuff between Icy Veins and Wowhead and some other websites that probably just steal people's stuff, and even like the in Discord class, Discord, Google document stuff, there's differentiating opinion on how things work. And I don't know if Final Fantasy's combat has that much. It's just not as random. It's a lot more methodical and thorough in how it's designed. There are the different optimizations for like openers and stuff, but once the job gets going, like if you're a tank or a melee, you're not gonna not hit like your 1-2-3 combo to build your resource, to spend your resource, to line up with a cooldown. It's just sort of how the class plays. So that'll be interesting though, because when the Balance has their website coming out soon and they will be cleaning up all of their Discord resources and putting it all online. Yeah. Very curious how that'll work. Like the Balance update for their website now, they've posted some previews of all the different art. Well, not all of it, but they're definitely getting some work done in G-Pose, making some really cool art and screenshots for the upcoming website for the Balance. I mean, they upgraded their whole logo and everything. It looks really nice. But I've been using the Balance for the tanks and the healers. I've been learning, just figuring things out, like priorities and gearing and what works best, and when you should use this ability more often, and how they figure all this stuff out over the past many years. And obviously we're at the tail end of Shadowbringers because Endwalker comes out next month. So these players are so knowledgeable of what's going on comparatively. So yeah. Hey Rob. Yeah, right now there's Salted 14 and Ankh-Morn. Salted is general job guide site. Ankh-Morn is specifically for casters. Yeah. There's also there is something for healers too. There is specifically a healer resource I just saw the other day. Oh yeah, Phase Temperance. We'll set there just a Discord. But yeah, healing optimizations and general theory crafting focused discussions. Yeah, with reoccurring community events. But yeah, so Phase Temperance. I just saw their really cool Sage job overview graphics. They look really nice. So, yeah. And then there's the Scholar one they updated. Yeah. So there are resources that are out there, for sure. But again, like that would be like a video that I could do. And in 10, 12 minutes, I could wrap up and showcase all these different great resources people may not know about. And that's sort of the whole point of something like that, right? Yeah, people need an easy way to know the basics. Most people just want an easy way to know how to play well. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And more exposure for the game overall to hopefully show the right information, right? To get the real information out there. It's a lot to take in at first. Because the base backbone of, like, for example, look at my white mage. So I've been updating my UI a little bit here, trying to get things a little bit more sorted and planning ahead. I didn't have this extra bar down here. This is going to be probably some macros, and then there's new abilities coming. I can hide this bar for now. I don't use hotbar 6 currently, but I'll turn it back on later, but that's what it's going to be. But there's a lot of very specific abilities and spells for very specific things. And in some way, it might be a bit overwhelming for people. Like if I go over here to Samurai, for example, I actually don't even, well, one of the Samurai abilities, Saigen right here, and Merciful Eyes, these are both being removed in Endwalker. So I don't even have Hisatsu Saigen on my bars because I never find a way, A, don't have a place to use it, and B, until recently when I was redoing stuff, I didn't have a place to make a binding for it that wasn't just like adding a whole other bar. But there's a lot of buttons that you dance through and play like a piano in 14. So yeah, but a basic understanding and a priority of all those kind of things. Oh yeah, my Samurai is also in Cloud's armor too. Go Rec. You asked where's my Cloud earlier. There we go. Give you the sassy hip. This is for Go Rec right there. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, you're not wrong also too. Getting into a new job definitely takes, like, if you go from like melee to melee to melee or tank to tank to tank in 14, you'll see a lot of similarities. But knowing there's still enough difference between all of them, right? Like if I go to my warrior, for example. Oh, he has no chest piece because I just bought the new one. And it's gonna be the same as the other. Yeah, and I bought the other ring. But if I go to my... Oh, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. If I go to my warrior actually has... It's getting some more buttons in Endwalker. This is like preparation for. But warrior plays differently than, like, say, Gunbreaker. Insufficient armory chest. Oh, no. My ring armory... Dang it. No, I don't need this anymore. Or this. My rings are full. This is your armory chest. It holds all of your gear. It doesn't go in your bags. Anything in here is stuff I'm going to be vendoring or selling or something. Why can I can't go Gunbreaker right now. Can I do it now? No. What's it trying to move? It's the same armor I'm wearing for my other tanks. I just bought some more upgrades the other day. So it's like, it's freaking out. You need to re-update all of your gear sets. So I just bought the Eden Morn, or the Crypt Lurker chest, rather. But the trick attack change coming in Endwalker will be nice, yeah. Well, Square Enix and I just watched so many interviews from the media tour recently. But yeah, a lot of the changes. I mean, Black Mage is still kind of a weird one. They're keeping their cooldown the same. They're not changing to a 1 minute or 2 minute. But they are sort of baselining the cooldown rotations that everything will be like, you know, No Mercy is already a 1 minute cooldown for Gunbreaker. So, like, their DPS cooldown will just line up with every trick attack and every other divination and like every other like battle voice or whatever. The Dragoon one, the I don't have a Dragoon. My Dragoon / Lancer is level 1. So we gotta stop the sassy hip. There we go. If WoW had Icy Veins instead of move quickly, they might even be able to keep the WoW refugees that have already used to the are already used to them. Yeah. Oh, hi, Light. Yeah, different names on YouTube. So, James, I have not started watching Squid Game yet. Nope, I have not. Well, no, everything that's mostly in this block. I mean, I can go do that right now. Oh yeah, what's the chaos armor we just got? Let's see. So it's not... This belt's going bye-bye. Is it Sid's gear? It's not exactly Sid's gear. Oh no, it is. Never mind. I thought Sid had like different... Yeah, it's just what Sid's wearing. You just don't know what the helmet looks like because he doesn't have a hat on. No visor. Yep. A lot of chainmail skirt for someone that's so heavily armored. I think that would be a little cumbersome. And of course, just Alra horns or ears, I guess. They're kind of like their ears. Just sticking out like they don't care. Neat. Yeah, the GCD stuff is interesting because this goes back to some like a deep cut. I had always been saying for World of Warcraft for a long time, and I played Enhancement Shaman and Elemental Shaman and Resto Shaman, but just Shaman in general in World of Warcraft for years and years and years. And I had always been saying for quite some time now that all right, Paladin, showing off a little bit there. That's the T sword, and I don't know what shield that is. Is that Ultimate Weapon shield? It's not Bahamut. But the gears give away the Epic of Alexander sword. Very nice. But I had said for so long about World of Warcraft that I didn't understand why, which I don't know if it was just my old sensibilities of World of Warcraft from, you know, OG WoW or like Burning Crusader or Wrath of the Lich King. The game gets so incredibly fast. Just so fast. The APM in World of Warcraft is bonkers, which just works with how that combat system works. Because Final Fantasy XIV's combat and World of Warcraft combat, very different. Although 14's is a little bit toward the older World of Warcraft, the slower, more methodical, more each global cooldown matters a lot more. There's not as many like super random back end stuff that's proccing off here or doing damage there or increasing your damage here or there, whatever. And everything in 14 is also snapshotted, so like you have full control over your damage. So if you put up your damage buffs and then damage debuffs go up and then you do things, they're all increased. They don't flux like in WoW. Everything just kind of organically flows, which also is good and bad depending on how you want to look at it. But WoW got so fast. I don't know. I could be boomer brain. It could be boomer brain. Oh, that's just from Ultimate Coil? Okay. Yeah, Ultimate Coil, yeah. The blue one on that Paladin. So it's quite refreshing. Again, could be boomer brain. Technically, it's millennial brain because I am in the millennial ballpark, but it doesn't make the good enough meme. Is the slowness of 14. I feel a little bit more engaged because you play Enhancement Shaman for a 6 to 8 minute raid boss, and I don't remember what buttons I pressed 2.5 minutes ago. I just pressed every button as it came up and hit every Storm Strike proc or through every Lava Burst proc, and you're running and keeping up with World of Warcraft all the time. So that little bit of slowdown, even though some jobs in 14 are pretty close to the same APM of World of Warcraft jobs. You can look on FF logs versus Warcraft logs, both curated by the same awesome developers, and see the difference. It's not too crazy. And if you're playing a caster, you're not going to notice it because you're casting spells. The global cooldown for casters in either game is you're casting a spell, you can't really do much else other than a fire mage off the GCD kind of thing. But that is what Final Fantasy XIV has a lot. As you level and grow in the game, you fill out your rotation with OGCD off the global cooldown abilities. You fill them with, and they're literally called abilities. Weapon skills or spells are on the global cooldown. Abilities are off. So, but you fill some of those voids, like Dark Knight, for example, right? Like my 1-2-3 combo, Hard Slash, Siphon Strike, Soul Eater are all going to be, 1 global cooldown, 2.36 later, 1 global cooldown, 2.36 later, etc. But now with like Carve and Spit and dropping Salted Earth and throwing out an Abyssal Drain or hitting an Edge of Darkness or a Flood of Darkness, the AoE or the single target versions of the same abilities, casting Blood Weapon, soon to add Delirium to that, popping any defensive cooldowns, like putting up your big shield wall, right? Or like weaving in a plunge if you don't have to use it for movement. Sometimes you'll be hitting 5 or 6 or 7 buttons in a row every second, roughly. So it's no different in that regard sometimes. And classes like Ninja and Monk, and even Dancer, if they have tons of extra resource and procs, they will just slam jam buttons back to back to back to back to back to back. So, but obviously if you play Black Mage, most of your cast times are going to be 2 to 4 seconds long. You're just casting spells. So, yeah. You just use Garland tools, try to make your hire look like Ardbert? Heck yeah. Yeah, Garland tools is crazy. Crazy. Oh, never mind. The shield was Ultima. So that was from Uwu then. Ultima, weapon, ultimate. Okay. Yeah. I thought the, oh, they're still hanging out. Yeah, because the blue, they're all color-coded, right? So blue, that, like, purplish to bronze, kind of, for Alexander. And then the coil weapons are that, like, yellow, gold, very bright. I don't have any of them yet, because, again, I'm in the grand scheme of things, I'm still only a Sprout. I've only been playing for 4.5 months or so. Yeah. Let's do a roulette real quick. I gotta rebog my sword. Let's just do like a full dungeon or something real quick. And and then after that we'll watch, I want to watch Flames of Truth today, just to watch it. It'll be fun. All right. So whenever a Final Fantasy XIV player says the word roulette, that just means it's a daily activity. So there are regular duties and high-end duties in this game, but duty roulettes are an assortment of dungeons, different versions of different bracketing of dungeons, any dungeon, but not any dungeon. Trials are just one-off boss fights. The main scenario queue specifically, which we'll see a lot more use tomorrow once the Moogle event starts. Main scenario is only 2 of their old story dungeons. One is fine. Castra Meridium is totally okay. The Praetorium, however, actually Taliesin made a video about the Praetorium, which I thought was pretty apt, pretty on the nose about a couple of things. It's just a very old ARR. Both are from A Realm Reborn. They're either a 20-ish minute dungeon, essentially an 8-person dungeon, takes about 20 or so minutes, or no joke, a 41 to 43 minute long dungeon where you actually only control your character for, I think, 11 minutes. So it's a 30-minute cutscene that you just have to... A lot of players just mute the game and watch Netflix or watch YouTube videos. But the rewards for it are huge. But yeah, that's what main scenario is. Guild Hests are like baby 4-player dungeons that you learn on the way up to level 40 to sort of like introduce you to... They're like little scenarios. Very, very short and simple, teaching players how to play different things in the game like picking up multiple mobs, moving through a gauntlet, fighting a boss fight that has telegraphs. Very simple stuff. Alliance Raid is the big 24-player story raids. Essentially, they do get progressively harder as the expansions go on, because like the Crystal Tower, the ARR Alliance Raid, very simple. But near the crossover event raid for Shadowbringers, not so simple. Quite long boss fights, lots of one-shot mechanics, and lots of things that stack up damage taken, so you eventually just die if you do things wrong. So those are Alliance raids. The normal raids, which are kind of strange because trials and normal raids now are basically the same thing. Normal raids are usually a one-off boss fight. The older raid design of Final Fantasy XIV for the first two expansions is kind of like there's trash between bosses or before them, basically. And they've gotten away from that now, though. Most normal raid is just one boss. The difference is that trials are strung throughout the MSQ as part of the story, and then added back in later as extreme versions or minstrels ballads, different versions of those for endgame. The normal raids are always post main story quests. They're part of the patch content, and they're a totally separate little story to themselves. They intermingle to a degree, but that's the difference. And then daily challenge frontline, this is PvP, which I really haven't ever dabbled in much PvP in this game. Other people have, but not me. So let's see. Trial needs a tank. I'm only level 60, so I can only get ARR or Heaven's Ward stuff. Let's see what we get. The durability of one of my pieces is no. Let's go repair. Oh, no problem, doing. Well, I bought a big stack of it the other day because Teddy said he needed some, but then Teddy was essentially at the same time buying some also. So I just gave him a handful, and then I sent the rest to you. Yeah. Dean, I'm putting everything on YouTube now. Yeah, I'm just everything is gonna go on YouTube now. So the stream VODs, the standalone edits, all that stuff's just going in one place. Which is easy for me to organize and easy for people to watch and hang out with, and if they want to engage with it, it's fine. Yeah, everything's going right here. Yep. Well, yeah, the Praetorium used to have skippable cutscenes, which would be awful for new players, so they're unskippable. And there's plenty of memes from that era, that realm, about the Praetorium, and it's fine. But it is a bit, it's a bit much sometimes. Sweet cream. It is a bit much to, what is this? Oh. Overcoat of some description. Can't put it on the board. That's fine. Just gonna break it down, or... Well, I need to go to my grand company and turn stuff in. Oh. So those are not daggers. Those are just straight up swords. Technically, they're not daggers, technically. Do I still have the rogue weapon that's just a giant butcher knife? No, I already crushed it. Already crushed it. Gotta make that gill. My, I put up that mount I got from the Bajan Southern Front for 3 million, and it just sold earlier. So we're up to, I don't know, 3, 4, almost 5 million in my retainers right now. Not too bad. All right, what trial do we got to get? Yeah, well, that's one of the things that Taliesin actually said in his Praetorium video, is that a lot of the dialogue and talking could be moved to be over combat, and then the bosses should just have more health, so you actually have to play the game longer. Oh, we got Chaos. Oh, not Chaos. We got Sephiroth. I saw legs, but then I realized the background. So we got Sephiroth here. All right. Hit him with the Hoy. Who's my co-tank? Got some 80s, so not new to this. Yeah, the Gunbreaker. I can probably just take it and they can DPS. I'll take a chicken sandwich, Gorek. Absolutely. Red Mage is getting ready. I can do the same thing, I guess. We got 2 cutscene friends. Oh, they want it. All right, I will turn off my tank stance for a moment then. Oh, that's unfortunate. You can interrupt that animation. Big soak mechanic. Not too bad. I debuffed the boss so he does less damage during that, so it really didn't hurt too much. I'll stand up to the side just in case. I don't know if Sephiroth normal is going to have a tank swap. He might. In phase 2. I don't know if the debuffs will need to be swapped. I don't know. Bee lover? Bees are important. Oh. Oh, it's the one arm of his he didn't pull up, so that's the safe spot. I was definitely covered in arms. Tank stands up to grab these ads. A tank buddy is right by the boss. The boss immune. I get the angle for my line nuke to hit the ads to grab them up. Bye, Sephiroth. See ya. Just kind of falls over and then explodes like you do, you know. And then any Power Man 5000 fans in the house? Oh no! You're not supposed to stand in that! It's just a push! I'll tank him then. Ah! Got a raise on my tank. Just put those off to a side, please, friends. Oh. Getting burp from the back. I got the wind ad in the back there. Ah! Put those off. Don't overlap them. Yeah, it's not that bad. It stacks Vuln though. He's gonna punch the raid. Get blown up. Woo! He's gonna blast us. I'll soak orange if you soak blue. No? Okay. Where's my co-tank? Okay, we soaked him. Ah! Oh, oh, you can't immune that. Or immune the knockback, rather. I got this. I'll get right again. Don't overlap the Vuln. Oh, it was on me. No. There we go. Well, I guess it doesn't take Vuln unless it both hits. There you go. Sephiroth. And now, of course, I can't put my volume. There we go. 25. I only cranked the Bye. I only cranked the volume. Oh, both the healers are new. Crank the volume. Sephiroth's one of those tracks in this game that is just too good. It's too good. What's all the booping going on in Discord right now? Harry booped Teddy and Destora. Gorek booped Ben. Harry booped Ben. Destora booped Gorek. What's going on? What is happening? Neat. All right, let's go turn all this malarkey in. So that was just a trial. And that was a trial from Heaven's Ward. Heaven's Sword, Heaven's Sword. It's Heaven's Ward as one word, like Heavens and Ward, like warding off something. Let's romp over here real quick. So Carbon Spit is 450. Oh, it just restores MP. So it's 600 MP additionally. It's an OGCD that has a multi-combo hit, but you can interrupt it. Let's go check out my not garrison. Still have 2 non-60s. Oh my goodness. They're almost there though. Well, my Lalafell is a third. My Ellison Thaumaturge is one more mission maybe? No, that's not one more mission. Yeah, about that. Never mind. So this is like this is the Squadrons. It's an ARR system. It's where you get your Grand Company ranking. Currently though in the game, for whatever reason, you physically can't or digitally can't even go past Storm Captain for any of the, I guess it's Serpent Captain or Flame Captain. All these ranks don't exist. They're in the game files and in the game in a way you can view them, but they're not real. I guess they can add them later. So oh right. Yeah, TJL. Yeah. It's a oh, you can macro that? See it's not even stuff I don't even know. You can basically make everything a button in this game. I haven't really gone too far into the macro realm. The farthest I've gone with macros is like crafting macros, which are pretty box standard. I have macros that open up my that open up a bar to show my jobs, to hide all my job buttons. And then I have lots of crafty macros, basically for different. I'm still making more as I move along in the crafting realm. But I didn't know you can actually set macros for those. So is it just I don't know, make one up here. Can you make a macro that actually goes back and forth? I actually don't know if you can do that. And that will just... I guess we can test it with 100 first. I don't know how we want to put this right now. It's just a test. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. Yeah, it pops up in chat. So that's a really simple command. Instead of having to go back and forth in here. And I mean, I did it for effect because Sephiroth's music is great. But yeah, the Squadron system is like you recruit or you enlist NPCs, essentially. They are all sort of base A Realm Reborn jobs. And you can even like question them and bring them in and talk to them and whatever. It's sort of, it's pseudo garrison-y, but this system was also made 10 years ago, 9 years ago or something. And whereas garrisons came out in World of Warcraft and then have been revamped for the last 3 expansions, right, since Warlords. But you level up your squad, you can have 8. And obviously you can have, you know, conjurers, which are healers. You have your melee, your ranged, your casters, your tanks. And you can sort of assess their attributes. And then they go out on missions. They can go out on missions to, these are the weekly missions for a bunch of stuff. And the once a week missions, you can do each of these once a week for XP. And then these are the really low level ones that you start when you start out with. But I've been doing them mostly to, excuse me, when stocking up on Squadron battle manuals. Our free company does not have a house yet, because getting a house in this game at this stage is impossible. So these are a 15% XP bump. The current XP bump we have, the Heart of Battle, is 10%. So you can't stack these, but if you put a Squadron battle manual on, you'll just add 5% more. So you can go to 15% plus the 3% from like food, so to 18% XP buff. So say, for example, when I want to level my Sage or Reaper, and you want to just jump into like the Southern Front and do Fates, you could just bump your XP gains up for battle XP for like a little bit. Helps you level up. Catch up older, you know, younger jobs. But the crazy thing that's cool about Squadrons as well is these command missions. It's essentially a system that players wanted in World of Warcraft so bad. And again, they only go up to a few Heavensward dungeons, but have a lot of ARR dungeons. You get to run all the ones that have a check mark on them. I've done. I haven't done all of them yet. You put together a group where you pick a role, if you want a tank, healer, DPS, and then you fill out with your Squadron folks. You know, if you're not healing, then you want a healer. If you're not DPSing, you want 2 DPS. And then you go into this dungeon with your 3 Squadron mates, AI mates, and you can sort of command them to, like, you know, stop and go and limit break when you have limit break bar. And it's a 4-person limit break. It's special. And then you can do dungeons. This really helps low-level DPS, because the dungeon queues for DPS, as with any MMO, I'd imagine to some degree, are way longer. Whereas healers and tanks mostly have like a sub 5-minute queue. You can do these missions once you get to level 20 and do a bunch of Halatalis. Then you get to, you know, the 1,000 Maws, and you get to Brayfox. So you can do dungeons instantly with your Squadron mates as you level up with them, which is neat. But I can set another mission here. Sure, why not? It's only 19,000. He needs like 20 plus, I thought, so. Yeah, they didn't roll any chemistries that I really care about, so yeah. Oh, Squadrons were added in Heavensward? I thought they were ARR. I guess they were added in Heavensward and they only go backwards. They haven't done anything forward with them. Okay, that would make sense. Now I'm actually curious. Final Fantasy 14 wiki. Hey, when did adventurous squadrons get added? Because again, this is like I do. If I find something I have a question about, then I go to the wiki or I go to the balance or wherever else to just, you know, learn where they came from. You have to, you know, get second lieutenant rank for your Grand Company, which is just doing other Grand Company stuff first. Command missions. The actual feature for command missions, which was to go into dungeons with your squadrons, was added in patch 4.1 of Stormblood, actually. Wow. And that kind of makes sense, though, because the trust system in Shadowbringers, where you do Shadowbringers dungeons with the characters from Shadowbringers, I won't open that screen in case there's spoilers. That's like the next evolution of it. So interesting. I didn't know that. So command missions were 4.1. The trust system is Shadowbringers, which is 5.0. So I guess all there was for squadrons before was that ARR or Heaven's Ward. It doesn't have like a date on here that I can find. Maybe the fandom wiki has. Because they used to only go to a certain level. There are a lot. My God. The fandom wiki has all of the squadron members for all of the races you can have. There are a lot. And it tells you how to actually unlock them too. So yeah, I've seen there are some people that have tweeted out like, you know, they have the full Lalafell team, for example. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 Lalafells. You can only ever have 8. Yep. Elzins and Rogadins and Hayurs and Mikote. What the heck is this Final Fantasy 14? No. Tales of Arise is the ad on the page. I was like, what? So yeah, when did this get added? Well, there's notes on here about how there are names from 1.0. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, battle manuals and food stuff doesn't... Oh, food doesn't work in Bosnia. The only buff that does is the armory buff. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Exterior stuff doesn't work in Bosnia, but if you wanted to do, you know, the XP buff and battle manuals in dungeons, then if you wanted to level through the trust system in, because both Sage and Reaper start at level 70, which is the start of Shadowbringers. So you can use them there. You can use the XP buffs there, but they won't work in the Southern Front then. Gotcha. Not even the earrings give XP buffs there? Really? That doesn't really... I guess you wouldn't know that unless you just calculated out the XP differences. I mean, the community figured it out, and they know. But... strange, because it doesn't really tell you. It just says, you know, 30% when level 80 and below. But I guess there are places where it doesn't turn on. Not that the Southern Front and Zadnor really need XP buffs, because, you know, aren't just... the Fates are 500,000 plus experience, and then if you do critical engagements, they're what? 1-ish plus million to 2 million, depending on what zone tier you're in. Right? So they're really, they give a lot of XP in the first place. Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of little things like that. There was, I think in the credits somewhere too, weren't all the original players that actually had X amount of subscription of the original 1.0 game? Oh, it just says 50%, which so that's the job differential XP bonus then, right? That's if you have a level 80 job and then you're on a level 70 job. That's just the bonus bump there. Because 70 to 80, if you have an 80, is 50% XP. And if you have a 69 or under, and you have an 80, then it's 100% XP. Which I guess is that 100% XP going to move to the 80 to 90 bracket then? These are all questions I don't have answers to because I never played a start of an expansion in 14. But that would make sense. That would push the 100 XP buff up to 79. Well, it through 79. And then it would change to 50% and 80, I'd imagine. 80 to 90 once you have a 90. For Endwalker. Can I armoire any of this stuff? Nope. Damn it. I gotta go through this. I put way too many cool looking weapons and stuff in my Glamour Dresser when I was leveling up. I don't need many of these. Are just like I thought I would lose them forever. I didn't know how to get them back. I just haven't gone back through and removed a bunch of them. Because what you put in your Glamour Dresser is stuff like this class armor. Even though you don't technically need to, it's going to be on a vendor as well. But you can't armoire? Nope. Damn. So let's put my lights in my way. Because I need to make room in here for the different sets from the Nier raid, for example. And the Paglathon set, which I like for tanks. Yeah, I definitely need to go through this thing and remove a bunch of just like, that looks cool. Yeah, 100% XP should hit for Sage and Reaper. As long as like having the 80 and them at 70 still gives you the full benefit. You don't need a 90 to turn on the next chunk. Yeah. No, this is just an inn. Every major city, my grand company is the Maelstrom Command. So I'm in Limsa Lominsa. I'm out here on the island of Lenosia. That's how it's pronounced. Lenosia. Not Lenosia. But I'm out here in Limsa Lominsa on this big island chain. Well, this is the whole island chain you see in the little gray outline here. But that's my major city. So I just teleported back to my major city. And this is just an inn room. So you've got Crystal Bell. Here you can summon the aesthetician. I can't say that word. The barber. Summon the barber. You can do the summoning bell for your retainers. Toy chest is a bunch of mini games that you unlock through different things in the yep. That's how do you even control this? Oh, with WASDA? Oh crap. I don't know how to turn my it's just the direction. Oh, this is a bunch of just stupid little mini games. It's gotta be this way, right? This way? This way? This way? This way? Nope. This way? Yeah, we found the key. Now we find the exit. Yeah, every major city has an inn, and you access a bunch of your cosmetic stuff at the inn. Come on, really? Come on, really? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Crap. This is like playing old school Binding of Isaac. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope. 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 Watch it be right here. Nope. Right here. Nope. Where is it? It's like a typing exercise. Nope. I need that sound effect. What is that? That Instagram TikTok sounder. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, good. Actual grief. Come on. You never know where the path... Like, I know the exit's up here in this top right corner, but you never know what path is gonna... Oh, we've done it. Now do it again. No. Absolutely not. Let's turn back on the music from the Nier raid. But yeah, you can... This is where you would pop a Fantasia and then go to sleep, and that's when you do the race, gender, character customizer again. The Unending Journey. This book has every single cutscene you've unlocked in the game. As long as you have unlocked a cutscene, you can rewatch every single cutscene. And again, you can also watch them with whatever your character's current job is. If you wanted to get a screenshot with a different job in the background or whatever, you can look at every single cutscene, and if there's multiple, they're broken up in the entire game. It's all right here. All the different trials. Yeah, this is all the ones for Nier. Yeah, they're all right there, as long as you unlock them and watch them once in the game. Glamour Dresser again is where you do all of your glams. Let's fix this sword. Ammo. I'll do more of this later. Let's dump all this stuff. My saddlebags are kind of full. That's why I don't put this stuff away. Since I'm still sorting out my Glamour Dresser, we'll just put these in here for now and make it look even messier. These are all the Nier sets. They're all in lines across right to left to right. So filling out like the the different tiers of armor sets. I've completed some of them, but there are others I haven't completed yet. So I'll figure all this stuff out later. I just don't want to accidentally dump stuff in the wrong place. Let's go here. Put this in here for later. This for my paladin. The most efficient way to level Sage and Reaper would be if you had a dedicated dungeon group. Yeah, that would probably be the better way. Yeah. If you don't have a dungeon group, then you can do the Southern Front. Well, because the Southern Front and Zadnor stuff, the end game zone. The end game zone will be strong for solo leveling Sage and Reaper, or any job at 70 plus. If you've played a lot of those zones and you have a lot of the max level rank ups where you gain more damage, more health, more healing, it becomes safer and quicker for you to do things there. I'm only at 6 damage, and you can go to 10 damage, 10 health, and 10 healing. So I've only done so much. But I did one relic weapon, resistance weapon, all the way to the end. But raw motion is a step, this is a step, and these 3 crystals here are also a step. But I've just sat on these on different weapons just to farm them. Because you need 20 of each of these, so 60 total. And it's 15 of these gray crystals and 15 of these blue crystals. So I'm just waiting until I have a bunch. And then I'll just move some more weapons forward. And then have to farm more, I guess. But a lot of them just happen in the game passively, but you have to be on the quest to earn those currencies. Otherwise they don't pop up. Let's take a nap. Oh, you can't. You have to actually log out to... If you log out in an inn and you log in, your character will wake up in the game. In fully clothed sword and all, which makes no sense, but that's what happens. Yeah, I wonder, are people just going to spam the Praetorium? I was going to ask in our free company if they wanted to farm the tombstones for the Moogle event, because if you do whatever the Binding Coil raid piece is it? It's one of the Binding Coil raids you can run. You can't undersize it. You just run it. So you just turn the echo on and whatever. This was one of the ones I saw in a big Twitter thread. There is a really awesome resource out there. Let me, I can post it in YouTube chat here in a second. Hang on. It's, so the Pukas, I believe, is what it's a mob in the game, and there's a group of content creators that make things. So that's a huge graph of the Moogle Treasure Trove event that starts tomorrow, and that breaks down where you can actually get all of the tombstones for all the rewards, and the rewards are also on there. It's a fantastic graph. It's awesome. All the mounts, all the cosmetics, everything. I definitely want the triple triad cards for sure. I don't know if I want the glam. Maybe the mounts. There's like 3 mounts in this game that I've seen that I really care about. One is the Ozma mount. One I already have. One is the Mecha Dragon from the Shadowbringers Extreme Trial mount collection. So these mounts are like whatever. So the triple triad cards, possibly the glam, orchestron roll for completion. But that graph shows you all of the tombstones you can earn. And yeah, the Praetorium is 10 per completion. And Castrum is 7. But if you do the math, like one Praetorium run for 10 is, let's say, 41 minutes. Versus, yeah, you said, I think, yeah, TJL said it. Yeah, it's yeah, Binding Coil of Bahamut turn 1. It's really just turn 1, really? Or no, turn 2. I guess either or. That's weird that it's only the first 2. Yeah, so this is the robot in the maze, and this is the one robot, then run all the way to the end, and then the stupid angry snake. Yeah, this one is icky. This one would be fine. Yeah, just turn on the echo and just blast. So it's one of the ones that's definitely suggested, and you get 3 of the Moogle tombstones per clear. And apparently you do this, you can run this in like 3 to 4 minutes with a group. So in the same 40-minute span that you got 10 or 7, or I guess it'd be 14 for 2 castrums or 10 for 1 Praetorium, you could get 35-ish to 40 with a group if you just spammed this Binding Coil turn. So that's an option if you want to farm the tombstones to a certain point. But there's also options if you want to just queue for certain things, earn them when you're solo. But yeah, that's a great resource for the event for sure. You care more about more mounts in 14 than in World of Warcraft. Well, in World of Warcraft, the mounts I liked were all the raid mounts were pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I never really, like, I have a bunch of mounts. A bunch of these you just get from doing the game. I just got the car. Can't summon a car here. Duh. I just got the car from the 15 crossover event, the Regalia. And then I've got all the horses. So Rathlos, though, that's where it's up. That took a while. That took like 4-ish weeks of us farming a bunch at a time. We did 10 or so runs each week. You need 50 kills of the trial for this guy. But I only bought the car because it's a multi-person mount. You can take 3 people in the car with you. So if I need to help carry someone around or something. But yeah, don't really care much for mounts in either game. But there are a few in 14 where I'm like, I want to get that. Gorek, are you still flirting with James? Oh yeah, the PvP one is, I mean, they're balanced in a way where there's obviously like easier ones, they take longer to do, and there are ones that they want to like, you know, nudge players into doing, right? So I can just dunk all these things. Which, you know, makes sense that Square Enix would try to nudge players to into some activities. So where does this stuff is the heirloom and shadowless? I'm basically keeping any healer shadowless stuff. Well, I guess I have a tank piece down here, but another tank piece here. But the shadowless armor, the 475 armor, is for working on my the Epic of Alexander set, which is the newest ultimate, which is basically like the mythic equivalent from WoW, even though it's still not the same, because these fights are, how long does Epic of Alexander take on average? I know the speed run's like 14 minutes, but that's like seasoned pros, probably closer to 20. So I've just been saving shadowless stuff. I don't know if I'm going to keep the heirloom stuff too, because it's 10 levels higher, so I think it still gets squished and it's not used, because it'll still turn off the materia. But anyway, so just don't turn any of that stuff. Not that it's too hard to farm. The birds are Stormblood, right? Yeah. Oh, the hairstyle from that event is the PvP currency too? There was a lot of stuff from the Moogle event. I was super surprised. Because again, I've never really done... I've only been playing since, you know, June-ish, end of June. There is a lot of stuff in the Moogle event. I mean, there's no curated stuff for it. It's just doing activities that are already in the game. But it's for, you know, cosmetics and stuff that you can earn, obviously. But let me turn all this in. Listen to that sweet, sweet chime over and over again. This is all just from running dungeons on my Dark Knight, pretty much. Just hitting greed on stuff. Just going slow to make sure I don't dunk anything. This is the belt for the current set. For the Dark Knight set I just unlocked, but belts are being sunset and removed from the game in just a little over a month. So there's like belts don't do anything. They don't do anything for glamour either, so no reason to keep them. But yeah, the belt slot is going away, so they won't exist anymore. And then they're adding, is it 15 more weapon slots in the armory, and then more ring space in the armory chest, which some people were hoping for a lot more, because it gets a little crowded in the armory chest if you have all the jobs. Oh, shadowless now. What are these? Oh, some Paglathon stuff, but it's all things you don't see really. So where is that? These three? Just be very careful. Once you hit deliver, it's poof gone. So I'm just making sure I don't donate the wrong thing. So what I just did there is one of the systems in this game that called Expert Delivery, and it's at your grand company, and you turn in just gear, and you get company seals. My current max is 90,000 because I'm a captain. Company seals are used for your squadrons, which you saw earlier. They're used to send them out on missions, and they're also used to buy stuff from the quartermaster, which there's a bunch of transmog sets here, both armor and weapons as you rank up. Armor and weapons. There's a bunch of materials. Some of these are quite important for certain crafts, and obviously some of them can be very expensive. Like this freaking pepper right here. This pepper resets your chocobo's skill points, and it costs 48,000. So just other currencies, some things for your for houses. Again, some emotes here. I don't think I've even bought these. I bought one of them, two of them. One of my plugins tells me if I've acquired something in collections. Super helpful. My God. Aetherite Tickets. I've heard people have been unsure if these... So the whole Aetherite Ticket system is going away in Endwalker, right? And what these do is they allow you to do the Aetherite Travel Network, which is teleporting around the game world. Currently, it only costs 1,000 gil to go the farthest distance, but they're changing that, and overall it'll cost a little more gil because the game's getting bigger. But these allow you to teleport for free, one teleport per ticket. And I know there was some scuttlebutt on like a Reddit thread or a Twitter thread or somewhere about people just buying a bajillion of these Aetherite tickets and just keeping them and using them to save gil. Because eventually, I mean, you start you teleport all over the place. This is my recent teleports. These are all the fees, right? So if this is 1,000, we're at 2,000. You know, a little over 3,500, close to 4,000, 5,000. It adds up. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, the gil adds up. Granted, it kind of doesn't. It's a weird system where it costs something, both from a real standpoint and a lore standpoint. But also, like, running one dungeon at level 80, you make, what, like a few dozen thousand gil? So you don't even really ever notice the gil cost. But I know people were storing up Aetherite tickets to... But the big thing you buy from these is... where are they at? Venture tokens, these things. A venture token is used for your retainers, which are your auction house buddies, to send them out on missions to bring you back, you know, armor, gear, craftable materials, etc. So you need 2 on average. It's usually 2 or 1 per mission send out. And you're either doing hour-long missions, so a lot, or you're doing 18-hour missions, so like 1 a day. So the biggest thing you buy with seals is venture tokens to keep being able to send out your... That's what I just did. I bought 300, and I've already used 100 in the last... I don't know how long. Oh, no, sorry. 264. I've used, you know, almost 40 in the past couple of days already. So that's what you usually buy them for. So when you get crap gear in dungeons, you turn it back in to your quartermaster here, the personnel officer, and then you can buy ventures for your peoples. Your retainers, rather. Yeah, the Aetherite tickets aren't going away. That's what I thought. I don't really know if I really care to... Like, even if the most expensive Aetherite is, you know, a few thousand gil, I really don't know if... It's a thing for lower level players that haven't really gotten into the economy and farm stuff, and a lot of my gil is from like Bosnia, Southern Front, Zadnor, getting rare things and stuff. Like, I just, on stream today, we made 3 million gil just about because I sold a mount that's from that zone. So, and then I've done a lot of crafting. So I've spent a lot, but then once you spend a lot and you get a lot of these materials, you then just sell them back on the board. You don't need them anymore, or you go out into areas where you farm stuff, to craft stuff, to turn in stuff, and then you don't use all of it, so you sell it on the board as well. So, but as it's almost 7 o'clock, which is a good, yeah, we're at about that 2 hour mark. We're gonna watch a cutscene. Want to play Castlevania and save the princess James from Dracula? Wait a minute, Gorek, no! Gorek, are you still here? I might have to ping him in Discord. I don't know if he wanted to watch the cutscene with us. Gorek, come back. One moment. Yeah, it's probably going to be... The plan is to stream Monday through Friday this week. So I'm going to go back and listen to this VOD and check things and sort of iron out if like audio sounds weird or is unbalanced or whatever every day, so to get things back in working order. So it's Monday through Friday this week for like 2 to 3 hours. Just going to be doing stuff, roulettes, things here and there, just hanging out, chatting about the game. A lot of it is also helping me organize, because I have like 24 video ideas for Final Fantasy XIV that are more curated, packaged YouTube videos. But yeah, Monday through Friday all this week. Probably start around 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Go for a handful of hours. And then we probably won't play Final Fantasy XIV all week, but we'll see how it goes. Because I still have so much to figure out with this. I know we're gonna probably we'll just do some dungeon grinding, because I want to get my Dark Knight. I'm trying to get all the tanks and healers all leveled to 80 before Endwalker, and Dark Knight is 20 levels away, and then Gladiator is nothing, so it's a brand new from the start. I don't want to boost them, because the game, as you learn and level with the game, naturally, you really feel how everything fits together. Even if sub 50, I would even argue sub 60 for most jobs is pretty... Some of the jobs sub 60 are very... You have like only a few buttons to hit. They're pretty, bare bones. And then once you get beyond 60 plus is when you really start getting all the new stuff and the extra little bits and bobs here. I mean, you can see... This is the last action I just got. Not all of the actions are actually visible in here. If they're from a quest specifically, sometimes they're not here. I found out if it's not true for every ability, but we have all those. We saw some traits, obviously, to unlock here. All these new ones. But we just got Carve and Spit, but we still haven't gotten Bloodspiller and Quietus and Delirium and Blackest Night and Stalwart Soul and Flood of Shadow, which I believe is just an upgrade. Yeah. That's just the upgraded version. Edge is the upgraded version here. So, Dark Missionary is here. Living Shadow is at 80. So we still have all these other abilities to add in. And that's weapon skill. That's a buff. That's a ability. That's the little absorb shield thing. Yeah. But all the blood gauge stuff that's for Dark Knight later on, I don't have any of it yet. But that's sort of how every job slowly unfolds. Yeah. James, stop it. James. All right. Well, so the cutscene we're going to watch today, let's just mute this. Let's bring this over here. Mostly because I just want to watch it. This is the full A Realm Reborn plus additional cutscene stitched together. This is called The Flames of Truth. It's the full cutscene story cutscene. The start of A Realm Reborn to, like, I guess the end of the story. And it's just really good. I don't know if it's going to, like, have problems on YouTube or mute my VOD, because it's all, video game audio, But we'll see. This is what we're testing to see if I can watch this kind of stuff and, you know, be all right over here VOD wise. But yeah, it's real good. I would only caution that there is story spoiler context for the later half of this cutscene if you have not done the binding coils. But if you also know already what happens, or you've already watched it, then you're fine. But just as a fair warning. But it's also just really cool. And that's why I wanted to watch it. So, we're gonna. I need to figure out how loud to make cutscenes and stuff, so I don't know. As good as this cutscene still looks all these years later, if you watch this cutscene and then watch the Endwalker one, see, probably YouTube volume, probably too loud. That's why we're adjusting. But if you watch this cutscene in the newest one, so different. Yeah, the adjustments are probably maybe on my end too. That ability doesn't even exist in the game anymore. It just happened in the cutscene. It's not real. That's a 30-year-old man. It's a really big tombstone. Deathly eat your heart out, anyone? That boy's got some chest. I've done that mechanic. It was a lot smaller when I did it, though. It wasn't that big. Largeman is very big. Largeman. Long story, Gorek. Actually, not that long. We can talk about it tomorrow. And the second part. Look at that handsome grandpa. It's so good. I get goosebumps every time, man. Good. Such a good cutscene, damn it. Damn it. So good. It's wild though, looking just the quality of their cutscenes have evolved only in the past like 7 years, 8 years maybe. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. And the quest line inside the Binding Coil is okay until like the end of the whole cutscene, like story parts. Quite good, even though it's the old voice acting, which I think was unanimously, we were all like, Alphino was okay. But the original Alize voice acting, not necessarily the voice actor herself, but just like the quality of it, oh man, it's tough. It was tough, but it was still good. Still quite good. So good. Hello, Robert. Yeah. I just didn't know. Yeah, Go Rock. I didn't know if you wanted to. Yeah. So that's the equivalent to what you just watched. And again, very different realms, very different, genres, very different games. That cutscene essentially there is on the same level, like gameplay story-wise, to Deathwing and Cataclysm for World of Warcraft. So The because what happened, that cutscene is a Realm Reborn, which is when the 1.0 game of Final Fantasy XIV was yeeted and turned into ARR 2.0. So yeah, so 2012 or so. So they probably made it back in 2010. So yeah, more like a decade plus ago then, yeah. Yeah, the old Alize definitely does not fit, for sure. It was so different once you know her actual voice now from Heavensward forward, but yeah. So that's yeah, I love badass grandpas. Yeah, that's Louis Soix, or as Ben calls him, Louis Socks, because Ben. But yeah, that's Louis Soix. He's sort of the main character, quest giver. The events that happen in the beginning of that cutscene are the end of the base game of 1.0. That's sort of what they just built to, and what your character does, and the whole ley lines and the primal energy funneling and all this stuff to funnel into to Louis Soix, who is kind of like a Medivh-esque character. Again, looking at like WoW parallels and story, like he's a guardian, like Medivh is the guardian of Azeroth. Louis Soix was sort of the Archon of Eorzea, but not the same. Totally different power scaling and reasons, and where the power comes from, and like what they do in the world. But that's sort of what that story was. But yeah, that's the same kind of thing. When Bahamut was released, post his story, post his unimprisonment, and when Bahamut found out what happened to all of his people, his whole island, basically, he was turned into a weapon, and that's what you saw there. And Bahamut is very big. Like really, really, really big. Just because we're talking about it. Where's my bloody sandwich? Yeah, some of the original ARR VAs are pretty good. They're pretty good, but others not so much. Yeah, Louis Soix. That's why I don't want to call Louis Soix just an Archon. He was way more than that. Right, Limbox, yeah. But yeah, so this is I wanted to just to end the little story piece here because I'm gonna head out and go have some dinner. So this is the binding coil of Bahamut. This is just turn 1. But in this room, this is part of the crater that forms. This is all Aetherite crystalline corrupted madness. So to put it into scale of how big Bahamut is, there'd be a cutscene here, but I've already seen it. That's his wing. His body would be like down here. That's his wing. So he is a largeman for sure. Very, very big. And then if that's not enough scale, turn 5, right? Could also could watch the cutscenes in my room, but doesn't matter. Yeah. So we're deeper down now because we have to go way down because he's just very large. Once the zone finishes loading. This is one of his hands. This is me. A Gunbreaker and Cloud Strife's outfit. And this is Bahamut's hand. And Mrs. Twintanya. Hello, Twintanya. Yes. Hi. May I help you? Don't knock me off, please. No, don't do it. Ah! It'll still kill me. Aha! Gotta be in the very middle of his hand, right by this little patch. Don't do it, Twintanya, no! Ah, dodged you. But yeah, this is his hand. This is Bahamut's hand. That's just how big this dragon is. Oh no, snakes. Angry snakes. So angry and so low level. You put the Deathwing comparison in the Discord? Oh, did you really? Yeah, that would be cool. And now we sit here because everything in this game is queued on a script. Oh, TJL's Hermit. Hi. No, Twintanya, don't do it. Why did I not get knocked back that time? The hell? Not how I avoided that first knockback. No. What the? Why did she go in the ground? Twintanya, are you okay? And this is the next phase of Snex. Just literally 2. And when we first got here, when we were doing the Binding Coil as a community guild, that was pretty nuts. Because the cutscene that plays up there, like the camera pans down over the huge Bahamut hand, you're just like, oh, that makes sense. Twintanya. The image was all, yeah, I'll have to give it a look-see-loo. I will watch it while will read the thread while I have the dinner. Yeah, I mean, the scale in World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy is definitely different. So it's cool if they figure it out, but I mean, hello. Bye. And like Twintanya is not a small dragon, but like in comparison to just the hand. Now what did he drop? I don't need the tomestones. What did he drop? Got the Arcanist book. Ah, it's one of the books with the weird flap outsides. Get out of here. Little Allegan leather. Sure. Got some boots. ARR textures. I mean, the game's texture work in most places, even the newest stuff, is still kind of old-ish looking, but that's because it still has to run on consoles. And unless they ever roll forward like a PS5 version or something, they'll never be able to update the texture pack to be like super high res, because the PS4 has to be compatible with it. But yeah, that's that. I'll go off to check out that Deathwing size comparison. I'm hungry. My name's also Bay, as it has been for many moons. And yeah, that's all. I'm gonna go have some dinner. Y'all have a great rest of your evenings. Or what was the line again? Y'all have a great night. Have a great morning, whatever comes first. And I'll I'll see you back here tomorrow, like between 3 and 5 Eastern, somewhere in there, after I turn some dials and fiddle some stuff on YouTube and figure out what's going on this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.